This video is about lipid profiles, fats, all things fat, and if you have known me for a while, you should probably know that I'm sort of a snob when it comes to fat. I'm extremely particular because it makes a huge difference. I'll just start out by talking about how not all animal fats are equal. All animal fats are acceptable, but not all are optimal. Saturated animal fat is what our body uses best for fuel. It is easily oxidized, it's easily used for fuel, it's anti-inflammatory, it burns clean, so to speak. So saturated animal fat, that comes from ruminant animals, beef, bison, lamb, goat, veal, butter. Those are saturated animal fats. Saturated plant fats are also acceptable in my book, but you're not getting the best bang for your buck. Coconut oil is a saturated plant fat. Cacao butter is another saturated plant fat that contains a ton of stearic acid. Cacao butter is the richest source of stearic acid. I won't get into stearic acid here, but it is a super nutrient. It helps your body to burn more fat. It helps you to produce more ATP. It's great for your mitochondria. And that's a plant fat. But you're still not getting your vitamins A, E, D, E, and K. You're not getting conjugated linoleic acid. You're not getting these nutrients that are found in animal fats. So the best bang for your buck and the best fat for your body is saturated animal fat. Saturated animal fat helps to push toxins out of our own fat cells. How does that happen? When you're fat adapted, you use fat for fuel. And once you've used your dietary fat, you can now use your own body fat. That is nutritional ketosis. This is when you burn your own body fat for fuel. This is when we release toxins. So the more saturated fat in, the more toxins out. When you consume polyunsaturated fat, it's a little bit different. And these are the types of fats, not 100%, but primarily pork and chicken are comprised of polyunsaturated fat. These types of fats are omega-6, more inflammatory, can be more inflammatory. Polyunsaturated fats are not readily used by the body like saturated fat. It's actually recycled into your lymphatic system and then deposited into your fat cells for storage before you can use it for fuel. So it's like putting the wrong gas in your car, honestly. It is not an efficient fuel source. Does that mean you can never eat pork or chicken? No, of course not. But if you are aiming for a high-fat carnivore diet, maybe for healing, maybe for a better mood, definitely be emphasizing those saturated fats versus the polyunsaturated fats. Let's talk about seed oils. What are seed oils? The worst ones, the worst offenders are canola oil, safflower oil, these vegetable oils that are heavily processed that are actually meant to be put in cars for fuel, not humans. These are man-made, so processed that it's poison to our body. And these seed oils reside in our bodies for up to 680 days. They have a half-life of 680 days. That's almost 2 years that these seed oils will be residing in your brain and your body, causing some level of inflammation. This is why seed oils are my non-negotiable. There are some seed oils that are not as bad as maybe canola oil. And the way to think about it is, what is the content of linoleic acid? Linoleic acid is the inflammatory component of seed oils. So avocado oil, olive oil, those are still seed oils, which is why I don't consume them. I don't consume avocado. I don't consume these things because I do feel the difference. Call me sensitive, but I like to feel optimal, and I know the difference. So I am eating butter, I eat lamb, I eat fatty beef. These are my fats, and this is where I feel optimal. I will occasionally use coconut oil, but it's very rare. So back to the avocado oil, olive oil. These are not as processed. One issue that I have is that America has poor standards, and a lot of our olive oil, even though it's labeled as extra virgin or like really high quality, even if you're paying $40 for a container, they've taken these and run samples, and they've found that they are being cut with cheap oils like canola oil. I'm just not willing to take that risk anymore. And even if it were the purest olive oil, like found in Greece, you know, maybe you're in Italy, I'll definitely have olive oil if I go to Italy. Even then, it's 30% linoleic acid, and that is the inflammatory component. So if someone has rheumatoid arthritis or really bad inflammatory issues, for them, I would say even avocado oil and olive oil should be removed for a season while you're healing. then maybe reintroduce it and see how you feel. But I see these things time after time after time after time making a difference with people who have weight loss plateaus, people who have inflammation, people who have skin issues. Removing the polyunsaturated fats and the seed oils is huge. So this is why I put such an emphasis on the lipid profile, that is the fat profile. So let's wrap up what I've gone over. Every animal fat has a different lipid profile. We want these saturated animal fats primarily because they are the best fuel source for the body. They are anti-inflammatory. Seed oils have a half-life of 680 days. This is 2 years. Is it worth it? No, it's not. I would much rather you go eat a piece of fruit. Just don't eat seed oils. It's just not worth it. There's no reason that would ever be worth it. And I'm really excited for this country because I think that we're going to make some progress here. It might take some time for seed oils to be completely removed, but we're definitely making progress. And even just the word getting out is really awesome. Some people are really waking up to the fact that we've been poisoned. This is not a mistake. It's a problem. Seed oils also really shut down your mitochondria. I was talking about how stearic acid found in cacao butter is amazing for your mitochondria. Seed oils are horrible for your mitochondria. The last thing I want to talk about is omega-3s. Many people are taking fish oil for omega-3s, or maybe you're taking cod liver oil. I think cod liver oil is better than the fish oil capsules because a lot of the capsules are just rancid and they're not doing you any favors. If you ever burp up your fish oil capsule, it's rancid. You shouldn't be taking that. If you don't burp it up, less likely that it's rancid, but there's still a chance. Cod liver oil, if it's very pure, I'm okay with it. If you think that you feel a benefit, fine, go for it. But grass-fed lamb is a fantastic source of omega-3s. Incredible. And so when I was healing, the only thing that I thought about was my omega-3 to 6 ratio. It's more about the ratio in the body. Having that ratio offset, if you have higher omega-6 than omega-3, will generally result in inflammation. But if you're emphasizing your omega-3s, which are found in saturated animal fat, and you're being careful not to get too many polyunsaturated fats and omega-6s, then that ratio should be within check and you should be good. Again, lamb has incredible amounts of omega-3 fats. Salmon is always like the go-to, I think, for most people when they hear omega-3. Oh, I have to eat salmon. Salmon is not really that fatty. Salmon belly is fatty and it's delicious. But salmon itself is not generally super fatty, whereas lamb is fatty and it contains tons of stearic acid, tons of omega-3s. Go get yourself some lamb chops and call it a day. So those are the main things that I want to share on lipid profiles and fat. Leave your question and comments down below.